Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds, this good report amongst the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. It's your brother Parathon, and I'm going to go into the captivity of the other nations. I have a few precepts. I'm bounce back and forth. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Previous lesson, I went into the demise of Esau, how the triumphing of the wicked is short, and how after their 1,000 years of slavery, he won't be given land. He won't be living under the law, but he will be eradicated. All right, because he has played his part in the whole grand scheme of things. All right, Yahweh Shai. All right, so let's open up with Revelations 20:5. It says, but the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Now, the rest of the dead are the rest of the heathen nations, the so-called Africans, the Chinese, the Japanese, all right, the Russians, which are Esau too, a sect of Esau. The East Indians, the Arabs. All right, the rest of the dead goes into these heathen nations. So it says the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished, because during those 1,000 years they were under servitude. All right, they were in captivity, building up our kingdom, burying bodies. All right, which in Ezekiel 39 it kind of goes into. Ezekiel 39, and I get it, Lord willing, is the judgment of Magog, which is Russia, modern day Russia, and how the Lord just brought fire to that land in ancient times. In the we basically buried the bodies. Okay, it took 7 years to cleanse that land. Salakia, 7 years to we burnt their weapons, which signifies that there would be no more war. All right, it took 7 years. We used their weapons for fuel. All right, it took 7 years to burn their weapons, and we buried their bodies, which cleansed the land, as Numbers goes into. All right, but in hindsight, Ezekiel 39 goes into how 39 and 14 goes into how there'll be continual employment. All right, so it's a double entendre. There will be continuing employment there wasn't employment for us in a sense of servitude. All right, we did that. Our ancestors, forefathers did that to cleanse the land. Okay, because Numbers goes into how the blood you have to shed the blood defileth the land, and it can't be cleansed lest it be shed by the blood of them that shed it, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so continuing employment, man, for these heathen nations. All right, Revelations 20:5 again, but the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. All right, the first resurrection. On the other hand, Yahweh Shai and the elect being brought back to their first estate, them bodies, them celestial bodies. Yahweh Shai has his already. Lord willing, we be accounted to that number, we shall get ours. Okay, so there will be no captivity. Salakia, there will be, these heathen nations will be in captivity, and no heathen will have the power to wage war in the kingdom after it's established. All right, the heathen will have no power to wage war in the kingdom of heaven after the 1,000 years. They will be in chains. All right. Revelations 20:6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Okay, so again, the first resurrection is Yahweh Shai and the elect being brought back to their first estate, new bodies to rule on earth in those celestial bodies, manipulating the elements. Okay, the second death has no power. The second death is that nuclear fire that's coming, World War III. All right, missiles and chariots and all types of phenomenal things that are about to take place here on earth, to usher in our kingdom. All right. Okay, so I just wanted to bring Revelation 20. I wanted to bring verse 6 out to give it context. All right, this is Isaiah 14:18, which would be a precept to Revelations 20:5. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. What does this mean? They will be put back in their respective lands and be governed and ruled over in righteousness, man. After the 1,000 years of captivity, 1,000 years of slavery that is old. And you know, the day of the Lord, the day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So to us, we're going to be operating outside of time in the kingdom, man. That 1,000 years just could mean forever, you know, which means it's for the word forever goes into an uninterrupting end, you know, of a fucking very long time. All right. So this is Isaiah 14:19. But thou art cast out of thy grave, Esau. Thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. This is his judgment. This is a different judgment for him. It says, but thou art cast out like an abominable branch. So he will not be put in his respective. He will not be given land, governed and ruled over in righteousness. No, Esau is going to serve, and he's going to be put away. All right. Obadiah 1:18 goes into that, man. How the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph shall be a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. There's no coming back from that. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. All right, that's Obadiah 1:18. So this is Isaiah 14:20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. There's no coming back. All right. And to further, even further expound on that, you got to hit the next verse. This is verse 21, which we're all very familiar with. Prepare slaughter for his children and for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and the nephew, saith Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern in the pools of water, and will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. So, hey, this is the judgment of Esau, the judgment of the so-called white man. All right, he's not coming back this time. All right, this is Zechariah 14:16. It says, and it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. So this is explaining that the nations after captivity, 1,000 years, all right, they're going to be worshiping the Lord. He's going to be given reverence, and they're going to be under the law. It says, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. All right. And it shall be, verse 17, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So, hey, you buck up in the kingdom, man, you know, you're going to be given land, but we're going to have the power for it not to rain, to cause it not to rain on your lands. So that means no food. All right. They're going to have to learn the law in the flesh. All right. So that's going to take some time, man. As a matter of fact, let me stop there and let me jump to, because I brought out Ezekiel 39 earlier, but let me make a point real quick. Ezekiel 39, and I'm going to jump down to Ezekiel 39:21 in the NLT. In this way, I will demonstrate my glory to the nations. Everyone will see the punishment I have afflicted